We have a National League champion in the Washington Nationals. Who would have thought? And we have the American League Championship Series starting to slip away from the New York Yankees. As last night they fall into a 3-1 hole, dropping Game 4, 7-3. Once again at home. Welcome back to the Practical Talker Sports Show. As always, Jordan here. To my right, Tom. Ringo over the Skype. We're back on this Friday. Got a lot going on baseball-wise. We got football weekend right in front of us. A little football happened last night. How are we doing on this Friday?
We're doing good. Doing good. As you said last night, the Yankees are now down 3-1 with a tough road ahead, seeing how you have to go up against two of the top pitchers in the whole MLB with Verlander and then Cole. So you have to win the two. George just threw his phone at us. You have to win two of the hardest games, and then you get to a Game 7 to just try to win that one. So it's not looking too great for them, but do they have an offense and a team that could do it? Absolutely. I think out of the three teams remaining, honestly, it's between the Astros and the Yankees, and whoever wins that will go on to win the World Series, in my opinion. But you never know. The Nationals are hot, and MLB is a league where the hot team and getting on a hot streak can win it all. So we'll see. We'll see how that happens.
Same thing we said with any sport. The Kings were the 8th seed and got hot and won a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, it could, but no.
The Blues got hot in February and won the Cup last year.
In February.
You can say this about every sport except for basketball.
Or maybe the NFL, seeing how the Patriots might get to the the Super Bowl looking okay, and then bam, they could turn it on in one game. That could be like the NFL is game by game. It seems like
the NFL is really game by game. I agree with that. 1 week the team look awful, and then up their back next week.
So yeah,
and then vice versa.
NFL, NBA, not so much, but yes, I can see NHL.
No, but NFL a lot more than the NBA though, because do you remember the Giants seasons? They were a wild card and they went deep.
Yes, and they won. Didn't they win both wild cards? Win both as a wild card, or that?
No, it was the second a division winner, I think.
I think just the first time, which is wild card.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. So the second they were a division winner.
Anyway, back to baseball. Yeah, the Yankees drop into a 3-1 hole. They take Game 1. They drop Game 2. Wait, one pitch. One pitch could have made this series a completely different series. Yankees up 2-1 in Game 2. Adam Ottavino comes in, throws one pitch, lets up a home run to Springer, and it's a tie game. And just like that, probably changed the whole series. Astros win it in extras. Astros win Game 3. Astros win Game 4. Now it's 3-1. One pitch. Ottavino's been horrible this whole postseason. I don't know why he even came in the game yesterday. It was like a 3-run game, 2-run game, 3-run game at the time. But yeah, like what he's shown you, I don't know why you're putting it out on Ottavino right now. He can't do anything really. Can't get anyone out really. I honestly feel like he hasn't gotten anyone out. Literally, he can't get an out. So, yeah, the Yankees, they did it the hard way all year by dealing with these injuries and still winning 106 games, but they got to do it even the harder way now. They got to play at home tonight against Verlander. Then they got to go at home again. No, I'm wrong.
No, then they're on the road.
Then they're back on the road to play Garrett Cole in Houston in an elimination game, if they even get that far. And then you got to win Game 7.
Mm-hmm. I think it was, who was it?
Not looking good.
It was Mad Dog, and he was saying how why would you ever pitch Greinke, then Verlander, then Cole, and then if the Yankees win those games, you're looking at a possible Game 7 with who? Because all those three pitchers would be on short rest. But now look at it. They won that game with Greinke, and now the Yankees' backs are against the wall horribly with the next two pitchers, as I mentioned before, Verlander and Cole to come up next. So what the Astros did put them in a great position. So Mad Dog was saying,
it was a risk, and it
was a risk. It was a huge risk, and it did pay off. But now, say the Yankees did win today, and then the Astros would have to win with Verlander and Cole, or they lose one of those, and it goes to Game 7 with those three pitchers out. I don't know what would have happened. It's still a possibility.
What you just said, even if they lost yesterday, it's 2-2 series, and then you got Verlander and Cole. They're thinking we can win these 2 games,
Yeah.
and then we win 4 games.
Now they only have to win one of them.
Yeah, now they only need to win one of them.
But say, do the Yankees do go 2-0 here in the next 2, and they go to the Game 7? What's the Astros' move?
They go Greinke. That's your guy, unless
I
he's
think-
short-rested.
I think they would all be short rested, but I think honestly you just go to a couple innings from each in a sense.
They do have Wade Miley, a starter who's just been sitting there, but they really don't want to
In a
use
game
him.
seven
Wade
of
Miley
an
has had his
ALCS.
next season also.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to use him. But no, they thought Astros probably thought this ain't going 7. We can win this in less than 7.
And they put themselves in a great position to do it.
Yeah,
Now they just
because they
have to
thought we'll put
close
Greinke
it
out
out.
there tonight, which yesterday they're like we'll put up Greinke. If
Against-
he loses, okay, yeah, it sucks, but then we can win 2 in a row with Verlander and Cole.
But the Astros put up 3 runs quick on Tanaka, who was looking great.
Yeah, first 2 innings was great, and then boom, fell off a cliff. And the thing is, it was the opposite. Tanaka started hot. Greinke started awful. First inning, Greinke couldn't find the strike zone to save his life, and he barely escaped with 1 run on the board. Second inning, Yankees still hit him a little bit. Got a runner on second. Second inning, Tanaka. Tanaka breezed through. Third inning, the game changed. Third inning, Tanaka. 2 guys on, no out, 3-run home run. And then Greinke settles in, and the bats just look dead. From the moment that ball was hit out for a home run in Game 2 against Ottavino, the Yankee bats have just done nothing. They've just look flat. Just they're dead. It reminds me of the Boston Red Sox series last year. Anytime they need a hit, they got a runner on to make some noise and set the either get a hit to tie the game, get a hit to get back in the game, get a hit to take the lead, or get a hit to set the tempo of the game. Like yesterday, hitting Greinke in the first inning would have set the tempo for the game, and they could have grabbed the game by the throat, and they failed, just like that last year against Boston in the ALDS. They just can't get a big hit when it matters right now. And everything they're doing wrong, Houston's doing right, and that is just the worst formula to go into a do or die against Justin Verlander. It's the worst scenario you can think of is happening right now for the Yankees.
And
Throughout the course of the season, like you knew the Astros were probably the better team than the Yankees, but you didn't think the Yankees were this far off.
Right now,
as
they
a
look
season.
right now, it looks like Yankees twins.
Yeah, like you did not think that the Yankees were this far off throughout the course of the season. But now that you're playing them in a 7-game series, this team just looks like they're on another level than the Yankees right now.
Yep. And now the way we're talking about the Yankees is how we should be talking about them, because I saw a tweet about how a couple years ago, 2017, they lost in the postseason, and everyone was saying, well, they're a couple years away, and everyone was excited about them losing. Well, not excited, but everyone was, excited about them making it that far. And now, when we talk about them, it's they need to win the World Series, or it's a
Oh yeah, that
bust.
was 2017. They were a surprise team that made
it
it
was,
that
they're
far.
a
That
couple
was
years
great.
away. Well, we're a
2018,
couple years.
and this year was.
And then they went
last
out
year
and
was
got
World Series a
Stanton,
bust,
and
this year's World Series a bust.
exactly. You went out, you got Stanton. You went out, you made more moves. You got better. You've been World Series or bust for the last 2 seasons now. And last year you lost to the Red Sox, and this year you're probably going to get eliminated by the Astros.
It's
So it's
embarrassing
tough.
right now.
It's tough.
You get spanked. You got not spanked, but you get eliminated last year by Boston, who then wins the World Series. And this year, Boston's nowhere to be found. You run away with the division, and you fall asleep in the ALCS.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this is the batting averages for the Astro players. Majority of them are not good. Like the Springers, Correas, and Bregmans are all hitting under like 180, and they're not hitting good.
But that's also alarming, because if they start to hit good.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're not hitting good for average. They're not hitting at all. The Astro lineup really isn't blowing anyone away. But here's the big thing. They might go 1 for 5, but that one hit is putting runs on the board. That one hit is a 3-run home run that puts them up 3-0. Carlos Correa was batting, I think, under 100, or maybe borderline 100 in Game 2. And what does he do? Hits 1 home run, wins the game. George Springer hitting horrible in the playoffs going into Game 2, and still is, even though he had a home run last night. Game 2, he's hitting horrible. 1 pitch, home run, tie game. That was his only hit of the game. The Astro players, yeah, they're not all slugging the ball, but they're getting hits when they have to. And that's the difference. The Yankees are not getting hits when they have to. Last night, it's starting to feel like Game 3 of the Twins series when the Twins were at home, and every inning from like the fourth inning on, they were threatening and they couldn't score because they weren't good enough to get those runs across. They couldn't get that big hit. It's just like that Twins game. Now it's back. Now it's on the Yankees. Now it's the other way around. The Yankees last night, so many innings, couldn't get that big hit. Game 2. It really wasn't getting a big hit. It's just getting any hit. Game 2, they went to let Ottavino let up that home run. Last night, they could have set the tone for not only the game, the series. They could have put the throw back on Houston in the first inning, and Gary goes up there flailing the bat. Glaber swings at the first pitch, pops out barely out of the infield. These are your big guns, and
it really does look like they're just all swinging for the fences.
They are. I said it last night. I was watching with my brother. They're taking swings like they want to hit it out of the stadium. They can't even get a single. And Encarnacion, I think at a bat, he struck out on it. Runners in scoring position. I don't remember exactly where the runners were. He had 2 fastballs.
Were they in scoring position?
They were in scoring position. I don't know how many were in where, but. He had 2. He struck out, I'm pretty sure, on 3 or 4 pitches. 2 fastballs in the zone that he swung right through, pulled his head out, pulled his hips out. It was just 2 awful swings. Gary looks like he's going up there with the bat upside down. Gary's just swinging. Anytime the ball comes out of Greinke's or pitcher's hand, Gary's like, I'm swinging. The bats just look like lifeless. It's like if it's DJ, Judge, and then Glaber, and it's like, okay, what? And last night, they didn't do anything. Judge struck out twice with DJ on second base. Glaber, I think, went 0-4 last night. It's just literally the worst-case scenario right now is happening.
Mm-hmm. Also, last night, I briefly heard on the broadcast, like at the postgame, when I was cleaning up at work, A-Rod was talking about how these guys go into each game, and they don't know where they're hitting. Like, Boone is switching up the lineups constantly. And he was saying that that's like a big negative for them because they don't know exactly where they're hitting every single, except for DJ LeMahieu, obviously, and Judge. But like the lineups are getting changed constantly throughout this series.
Yeah, he put Glaber in the 4 spot, and he didn't do anything. Glaber was put in the 4 spot, and
like Garner's been in the 3 spot more than he should.
Spot. Yeah. Now Didi's hitting 9th.
Except for LeMahieu and Judge, like everyone's just, it's like you just hit randomized.
Yeah, it's the worst case scenario coming true. It's right in front of our eyes. Now you got to must win at home. And speaking of home field, that crowd these first 2 home games is just waiting to erupt. And the Yankees are pulling them in, and then just leaving them for dead. They pulled them in so hard that first inning. Tanaka, flawless first inning. Yankees get help. 1 out, bases loaded. Just nothing. They didn't even get a hit. They got a walk. And they scored.
Yeah, but that crowd also left early in an ALCS game.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's not the point I'm making.
But I know it's not the point you're making, but that crowd the crowd's ready to erupt, but also the crowd left.
Yeah, we're 7-3 in the 9th. Yeah,
that's great. It's an ALCS game, 7-3 in the 9th. It's not a game 50 of the regular season.
It was unnecessary. It had nothing. It just had to do with it has nothing to do with the crowd. It has to do with the Yankees' performance.
I'm just bringing it up that the crowd left early.
Okay.
And that's pathetic.
Yeah, but I guarantee the Met fans would have done the same thing, and any other fan base would have
done
the same thing.
Any other fan base,
You think the Braves fans stayed after a 10-run first inning in a Game 5 do or die when they got pounced by the Cardinals? I don't think they stayed. Guarantee you there's a lot of empty seats there. I think
there was empty seats there before the game even started, I'm going to go with.
No, the place was packed. The Braves.
No, it's the playoffs. That place is going to be packed out for every game no matter what.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was 10-0 in the first inning. You think they're sticking around? No. No, my main point was it goes to show how the Yankees are just taking any momentum, anything they can sink their teeth into, and just losing it.
Well, look at Game 2, right? It was Game 2 when the Astros, I believe, were, 1 for 10 or so with runners in scoring position. And then it went to extras, and Yankees still didn't capitalize, didn't do anything, couldn't put them away, and go up 2-0. And look, look where it got them. They didn't capitalize. They didn't, as Jordan says, sink their teeth into anything, and now they're down 3-1.
Yeah, no, the Astro Bats going into in game 2, the whole game 2 until that home run by the walk-off home run. The Astro Bats were struggling. Game 1, they got shut out. Game 2, they couldn't get the big hit. Game 2, they couldn't get the big hit, and they finally got it from Correa's home run. And then you gave them a little something. And a great team like Houston, they were going to eat you up. Just like a great team like the Yankees in the ALDS, Twins couldn't the Twins couldn't get a big hit in Game 3 at home. And what happened? Before you know it, the Yankees gave it back to them. Twins couldn't get a big hit. Next inning later, Yankees get hits, get home runs, and now the game's out of reach. Just like last night. Yankees couldn't get a big hit. It was a common theme, inning after inning after inning, or every other inning. And then you keep doing that against a good team, the other team's going to hit when they have to hit. And they did.
Mm-hmm. Is it like when the Yankees were playing the Twins, they were very much of the same team. The Yankees were just obviously better. So the Yankees took advantage of that, and they pounced on them. But the Yankees aren't playing like a different version of themselves right now. They're playing a completely different opponent with great pitching, and they just look outmatched.
Yeah, it's like a meltdown. You see the disaster in front of your eyes. That one inning, it was like there were 2 errors in the field. CC got hurt. Mm-hmm. It was just you see the dismantlement in front of it's crumbling away.
Yeah, CC getting hurt is upsetting.
That's just a punch in that's just a punch in the groin. Like it's enough that your team can't get a hit and that your starters are nowhere to be found. Our starters aren't pitching good, and your Ottavino got hit. Has been getting hit. Yeah. Chad Green gets hit, and then here comes CC, who everyone loves, and is doing good that inning. Other than 2 errors by his infielder, it's not his fault, and he has to leave because he gets hurt. It's just a punch in the groin.
You say, is that it for CC? You think?
Yeah. It's probably unless they move on to the next round by some miracle.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm saying like you think he's going to retire.
Yeah, no, he is. He is going to retire. He said he is.
Mm-hmm. So now, with the game, let's see here now. You have 3 games, Verlander, Cole, and, to be named. Yeah, Greinke, but I don't know how many innings you would get out of short-rested Greinke if you get any out of him. How far do the Yankees go? Do you think they're done tonight? You think they're going a little bit further? What are you feeling?
Michael Kay said it last night. This is a must-win game last night, and they lost because you can't go into a game 5, 3-1, and going against Verlander, who they had a chance to beat. They had a chance to beat Verlander, and they had a chance to beat Cole. Verlander, they're up 2-1 on, and Ottavino lets up the home run, and the bats go mute. Garrett Cole did not have his best stuff, and there were a couple innings where they had him on the ropes, and it's the same theme with last night's game as in Game 4 and Game 3, the same theme. They couldn't get a hit to save their life. They couldn't get a bloop single, a dribbler. They couldn't even put the ball in play. They're striking out. They're not putting the ball. Strikeouts do nothing unless it gets away from the catcher. But when's that ever happen? It doesn't happen often. You're not banking on that when you strike out.
So
they can't even get the ball in play. Like last night, it was bases loaded, 1 out. So I'm like, we need a hit. I'm like, I don't want a walk or a sack fly. But then it's like, I'll take a sack fly.
I was going to say,
point.
you need
Put the ball in play.
The classic line, bloop and a blast. You need a bloop to get a blast.
They can't even put the ball in play when there's runners at scoring. Judge is striking out. Sanchez, Torres, and Encarnacion.
Yes, it is a little bit surprising that the Yankees bats can't get anything going on with what they had in the regular season. But the Yankees bats are also a lineup that is going to strike out a lot. That's just.
I'm looking at the box score,
the way they're put together.
The 2-hitter Aaron Judge, all the way down to the 7-hitter Sanchez, all of them have 2 strikeouts last night.
Yeah, that's goes back. I go back to my point. They're not putting balls in play.
Yeah.
They can't even put the ball in play, even if it's a fly out. Like we'll take that, right? Because the ball left the bat. And some of them just look lost at the plate. Edwin. Gary, especially those 2, just look absolutely lost. Mm-hmm. Even if Edwin had a good first 2 ALDS games and then fell off a cliff.
Mm-hmm. So but it's not really falling off a cliff in the sense of he's just in a slump. I think it's the pitching. The Astros.
No, it's not. They have good pitching, but like, it's not like it's Verlander had the best game. Garrett Cole was hittable. the bullpen has been hittable. They just can't get a hit. It's not. Yeah, I give the pitching credit. Yeah, because they're getting the outs, but it's not like they've been so overwhelming the pitching on Houston from starter to bullpen to closer. They've been good. They haven't been like, man, we can't. It's just like no matter what we do. No, it's just the Yankee hitting is the main part. Yeah, Verlander had a great outing. They got the 2-run home run from Judge. Verlander had that great outing. But other than that, the pitching has been hittable. Even Garrett Cole was beatable that in Game 3. They just can't get a hit to the Yankees right now.
Yeah, but it does work both ways because it does work both ways because you see all these strikeouts. Is that on just the hitters not hitting, or is that on the pitchers being that dominant?
Both, but right now it's on the Yankees.
Do you know what comes into play here?
What?
The eye test.
The eye test. Yeah. But what's it called? I lost my train of thought.
I threw you for a loop because of the test.
Yeah.
But now, all right, answer the question I asked. You just talked about the Yankees hitting more. Do the Yankees win Game 5? Do they go on to Game 6? Do they maybe?
No, the obvious answer is no.
You're saying they're done tonight?
Yeah, the obvious answer is saying they're done tonight.
Right,
if you're
Ringo?
taking your sample size.
How are you feeling about this, Ringo?
I think this is a game where I do think they lose. I do think they're just that defeated. But
they looked defeated last night. They looked so defeated.
Yeah. But yes. I can see them just winning one more, just like coming out and this one being a Yankees game and they look good.
No, I can see them coming out dead. Like the crowd's hot and then they just
No, I know. I'm
2-run first inning by Houston or 2-run second inning by Houston and it's done.
My answer is a loss because you can't say that they're going to come out and win this game based on what you've seen so far.
Yeah.
But I'm also saying you do see this in the playoffs a lot. Like, all right, you're down 3-1. The team that's down usually, like, this game could come out and just be all them. They'll get this win, and then Game 6, it'll go right back to Houston. Like, Houston will be dominant again, and then they lose 4-2.
Yeah, we've seen crazier things. We've seen the Cubs came back from 3-1 to win a World Series. The Red Sox came back from 3-0 to win the championship series against the Yankees. The Yankees have been through hell and back this year, so they got to do it again the harder way now, going against these two animals. But the thing is, Houston's too good. But, yeah, the Yankees were too good in 2004, and the Indians were really good when they blew that 3-1 lead. But Houston's too good right now, and the Yankees have had so many chances to put their foot on their throat this series. Game 2, you're up 2-1 against Verlander. Or it's tied 2-2 and Verlander leaves the game. You got to win that game. Garrett Cole in Game 3 was hittable. You got to win that game. Last night, first inning, second inning, fourth inning, how many innings to really either take control of the game or get back in the game? And they don't. You got to win those games. The 2, 3, and 4 games, all winnable games that they didn't win. And you do that against Houston, you're screwed. You're not going to be able. You're not getting any second or third chances here.
Even if they just won one of those, it would be a completely different series right now.
Exactly. They
it's
were
crazy.
one Ottavino pitch away.
You just said they could have. They had chances in 2, 3, and 4. They just needed to capitalize on one of those chances, and the series is tied.
And the series is a different look. But here's the thing:
they
didn't, and the bats can't get it together. Right
I know.
Now.
I know. It's just crazy. It's just crazy how much one game is that big of a swing.
One pitch against George Springer, Ottavino threw. Now it's a tie game.
One DD home run that was at the wall.
Yep.
If that just went over.
That barely missed. And Garrett Cole thought that was a home run, too.
Yeah.
A lot of pitchers have been thinking the ball's going out. Like, you see it. You see the pitcher react like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
And the ball's not. So
that particular ball was in the air for, like, ever, it felt like.
Do we think there's a juice ball thing going on here?
Seeing
how regular season there were some juice balls. Now in the postseason,
it's just the
went back to the regular baseballs.
It's just the pitch better.
Like, there's been a lot of reactions from pitchers that they think, like, they honestly think the ball's gone, and it's
but now
not.
Is it the ball?
It could be.
We've seen some speculation
I don't want to be
on
that annoying person. Yeah. Oh, the balls are juiced.
Well, no, but no.
It obviously could be. It obviously could be, but let's look at it another way. The regular season is like you're getting a lot of home runs from a lot of different teams. The pitching is not that great compared to the pitching in the postseason. So that's another aspect of it.
I get that, but like I've been seeing pitchers react. I've been seeing a lot of pitcher reactions with
I'm not
that's
ruling
gone.
it out. I'm not saying it's completely BS and I'm ruling it out. I'm just saying let's look at it from a different perspective. And you got better competition in the postseason, and that's.
But what if
probably
it was? Let's just speculate here. What if they did switch the balls?
Is that legal?
What if they did
Definitely
switch
not.
What if they did switch the balls? What if the MLB said, "All right, we're going with these now for the postseason"?
You can't do that.
Well, you can't, but they could have, and they might have. So what?
You just got to keep it under wraps.
Yeah, but this.
I don't see that happening.
Why not?
It sounds too ridiculous.
Because you're manipulating the game.
Yeah, you're
Okay, but by
compromising
using
the integrity
different balls,
of the game.
by using the balls for the regular season, you're manipulating the game.
Well, no, I'm saying both ways. You're manipulating the game. I don't think they were using juice balls. I'm saying
I
it's
think they
just
were.
baseballs.
In the regular season, I think the balls were juiced. Some of those home runs were ridiculous. It seems like if somebody laid down a bunt,
they juiced the ball for ratings so people could watch the game more because home runs are fun. Why would they unjuice them for the postseason when everyone's finally watching?
Because now they have a conscience.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I think they might have.
I can't realistically get behind this.
Me too. That's exactly a great way of putting it. I can't realistically get behind
if we
this.
said before the regular season, would you have been able to realistically get behind saying, yeah, they're going to juice the balls so that way we could get more home runs? Would you have been able to realistically get behind that?
No.
Okay, then. But now look what happened. So now
I
might realistically might just a little bit not be able to get behind this going into the postseason to go back to the regular balls. But look, could have happened.
I'm saying for anything involving juice balls. I'm saying the balls were never juiced or not juiced.
You think it's been the same over the years?
Yes.
Ringo, you are delusional.
No, I can't see Major League Baseball.
Yeah, that's the big thing. I can't
manipulating the game. Really, this is just a nice, fun trend to just throw out there and get a lot of tweets people talking about. Yes, technically, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, whatever, but I really don't believe that's
I agree
happening.
with that. I can't. Yeah. It's not something I can wrap my head around.
Okay,
Baseball,
so then how
compromising the game?
Okay, so then how conveniently have all these home runs? All the records been broken.
It's not
this
conveniently
year.
just this year. The home runs have been more and
every
more.
Year, every year it gets more higher.
Every
higher,
year,
higher,
it's
higher.
not like wow, this is out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, it's every year the home runs are going higher, higher,
and
higher.
And look at the simple fact of the regular season: more teams, more games, less dominant pitchers out of the whole.
More
whole
teams are tanking nowadays in baseball, which includes a lot of which makes bad teams, and you're gonna hit home runs off bad teams. Especially if you're the Orioles playing in the American League East. You're playing the Red Sox, Rays, and Yankees.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's an account on Twitter called Juiceball Exposed at Juiceball Expo1, and there's a tweet that the amount of home runs hit since 2014, right? In 2014 is when the MLB reached a 20-year low in home runs. 2014 was the MLB low in 20 years. So, and that's with viewership on decline as well. Then in 2015, after the All-Star break, the home run rate spiked. It spiked. So that's just a coincidence?
I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it just spiked. I think it just went up.
How is that fair to the pitchers? How is MLB going to manipulate the game to make each pitcher worse at their job?
Oh yeah, it went up. It's real, Tom. It's a really the home runs went up, but it's a really, really strong argument to say that Major League Baseball is screwing over the pitchers and compromising the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to say the balls are juiced.
This is something that, if it's proven, gets this shut down.
Yeah.
Can you see that
everyone
happening?
Fired. Manfred gone. Everyone who works under Manfred gone.
The whole league would be shut down.
The whole league would not be shut down, Ringle. Stop.
Ringle, everyone would be fired.
Everyone would be fired. Yes, but the whole league would not be shut down.
You think the players are going to
play? The pitchers are going to lose their mind.
The players are going to play.
You think the pitchers are already thinking this?
They're already thinking this, but they can't prove it. There's nothing to say. There's nothing there yet.
You think the pitchers are going to willingly go back out there and pitch, knowing that they've been compromised and that they're doing poorly because of Major League Baseball?
Yeah. Okay, they lost out on potential money because
You
their
don't think a
stats are
strike's
skewed.
going to happen?
Okay, you just said it right there. Yeah, Ringo, they're going to go back out there. Because when you can make millions of dollars and play a game for a living, you're going to go back out there.
Tom,
It's that simple.
enough
Here goes Tom's
of this.
argument where
Oh my
if you have
God, I
money,
paid you
everything
this
should be
money.
okay.
You're my slave now. You have to do what I tell you to. No, Tom. They're working on a career. They're working to be the best at their position, each individual of them. If they all find out that Major League Baseball is juicing the balls to the batter's advantage, you're telling me they're all going to go, all right, let's just go back out there and
No, I think there will be.
No, they're all
going to
go on
strikes
strike.
and things of that nature, but I don't think the league is done. Yes, will there be strikes and people be fired? Yes, but is the MLB gone forever? No.
I'm not saying it's gone. I did not say it's going to be gone
just said the
forever.
league is done. You said the league is done. Did you not?
You took done as in done forever. You mean we mean
I
done
did not
like they're
mean-
screwed.
I
Like
did
they're
not
Yes, I think they're
they're
screwed
up
and there will
Schitt's
be
Creek
strikes.
without a paddle.
Yes, they will be screwed. There will be strikes. Yes, I agree with that. But I took it as when you said, yeah, the league is done. I took it, there's no
Okay,
MLB.
I did not mean done forever. I meant like suspended or they stopped the season or something
Yes,
like that.
okay, yes,
to,
yes.
To
I
clean
see
and
strikes,
figure it all
yes.
out. I did not mean done forever.
Okay, yes. I see strikes and things of that nature. Yes, obviously.
Yeah,
but
right now, this argument is it's a really strong claim to point your finger at the MLB, not just like one rando on the street. It's a really strong claim.
Yeah, it's like if you told me like one player was using his own juice balls, yeah, okay, maybe I can get behind that. But you're telling me an entire league is implementing these balls? Like, I can't see that happening. If it's true, then like wow, but I can't see that happening.
Exactly. Yeah, if it's true, it's like oh my god. But like it's too strong of a claim and an accusation to throw out a whole organization like the MLB.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the NFL doctoring. If they doctored the balls that day so the Patriots could win, that'd be an insane that day against the Colts where the balls.
Well,
were
that's
soft
different.
or whatever.
That's for a team winning.
Exactly, that's different. Imagine if the entire league used deflated balls on purpose. Would you really believe that that's happening?
Yeah.
It depends if they're trying to get viewership, as the MLB clearly is not doing well in, and if they're trying to build a fan base and make money.
They can't risk stooping to that level and risk getting shamed even more. Like,
yeah, I know why. It's not like the
Greed makes
MLB's at
people
risk
do
of going
crazy
under,
things.
or Ranford's at risk of losing his job, and they're losing money. Because I'm pretty sure they're not losing money. So why would they do something this extreme
Greed.
when they don't have this big? It's not really. They're not at risk of anything. It's not like, oh my god, I might lose my job. Oh, we're losing money. Oh, the league might go under. Oh, we might.
I can't understand how you like. You called me delusional for not believing in this. I'm calling you delusional for believing in this.
It's not.
I don't understand how you believe this, Tom.
It's just a sheer fact of if you see some of these home
There's
runs.
no sheer facts. That's the thing.
It's either bats are corked or people are on steroids again, but something is going on. Something is happening. Whether it be MLB being greedy,
it's probably better
or
teams. And this, I said it before, tanking. There's a lot of bad teams in baseball now that are getting beat up on. That's a lot of home runs. And the players are a lot better players. The players, as years go on, players get better.
Well, yeah, as years go on, you see it in every single sport: basketball, football.
I guarantee you, if you look at how many goals are scored in the NHL, it's probably increasing. That mean the pucks are juiced, or like the players are on steroids?
Does the net get bigger?
Yeah, the nets get bigger. No, the players are really good, and every year they get better and better and better. And when they phase out, even better players come in. You get a younger core. You get like Bryce Harper's out. Here comes Juan Soto in Washington.
And I understand that. But the thing is, 2014. That's not 40 years ago, and people are just becoming more athletic, stronger, and faster. No, that's not 40 years ago. That's less than 5 years ago.
You're taking 1 year. It's not like they had 3 seasons in a row where they were facing severe home run droughts, and then boom! God!
We could look at 2013. We could look at 2012. I don't know the stats on those, but we could look at it. We could see.
Were they on a decline? Actually, looked. I had the stat a while ago. I found the stat. I'm gonna look this up. Home runs, MLB total home runs
Just year by year.
by year. MLB totals.
So
In 1901,
We're not going.
It
we
was
just go
455.
We just go through.
Wait a minute.
Go-
In 1901,
go for
it was 455. In 1901, it was 356. Did they juice the balls in 1901? That's a significant decline. Over 100 less home runs. No, 99 less home runs. That's a big decline.
I don't know, man. We'll have to
Look up like 2005 to 2019. It's a good
Okay.
14, 15 years.
2010 was 4,600. 2011 was 4552. So they went down. 2010 to 11 went down. 2009 to 10 it went down. 10 to 11 it went down. 11 to 12 it went up. 12 to 13 it went down. And then 13 to 14 went down significantly. And then it went back up significantly. And then it got significant. And then 14 to 15 went up significantly. And then 14 to 15 went up. Wait a minute. Time. Oh, wait. Nope. Never mind.
Jordan thought he had something for our argument.
Wait, no. I still
It's
got
14
something.
to 15 and went
17
up.
to 18
15
and
went
went
up.
down. 17 to 18 and went down.
Okay,
15
so
to
it's all based on play.
It's up and down. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
up and
like-
down.
That's exactly those numbers are exactly what they
Okay,
should look
But
like.
now, what was the total in 2013, 2012, and what was the total in 2018, 2019?
It's better time. It's
Okay,
a better
what is the
time
total?
of players.
Jordan, can you please
12
read
was
the total?
4,934, 2013. 2013 was 4,661.
4,600 was the low there, okay?
No, 2014 was 4,186.
Okay,
That was the low.
4,100 in 2014. Now give us 2018, 2019.
5,585.
Okay, and now what's...
6,776.
67. So in 5 years, it goes up over 2,000 home runs? That's what we're telling us? Stop. Just
Yeah,
stop.
and it went down in 17 to 18. It's not like it's been consistently like
Okay,
over
what did
the
it?
top
What did it go?
increasing.
All right, what did it go down to?
It went down by over 500 home runs.
Okay,
in
to
17
what?
18. 6105 and 17, 5585 and 18.
But that's still up 2,000 from 2014. It did
Hey,
go
Tom,
down.
we're in a day and age where the players in professional sports are freak athletes.
And you are
they
correct,
get better
yes.
and better and better.
Yes, they do. But now do they get 2,000?
The fact that you're pointing this home run change to juice baseballs
I'm
is,
not saying that it's just juice baseballs. I agree with you. They are.
Then what is it then?
I say that is a factor. I do think that something could be going on. When I see Todd Frazier flick a bat out and it goes 400 feet.
Tom, you're taking.
I don't think
one
Todd
home
Frazier-
run. I saw that home run. I remember. Seeing
No. That's Todd Frazier. That's just Todd Frazier. You look at Todd Frazier. I'd say at least half his home runs
that
are like that.
2017 home run.
No, I'm not talking about.
Oh.
I'm talking about this year. I'm talking about that home run. That's just Todd Frazier. Now, is Todd Frazier a great athlete? Yes.
So were juice
But
baseballs in Todd Frazier's whole career when he was doing that same home run swing?
if you could find them, then let's look at them. But what I'm saying is there are some home runs out there that.
Hey, Tom, back in the day, guys would hit some. There's been home runs with broken bats. Are they juice baseballs?
It's all timing. If you can hit the ball at the right spot of the bat, you don't need as much power as, let's say, another player would give it. It's gone, and it all matters how fast it comes in. Matters how
And you
fast
got
it's going
wind.
out.
Is the ball going to carry?
Yeah, there's a lot more factors that go into it other than the way it looks, like the way Todd
And
Frazier.
there's a lot more factors that go into the home run spike other than juice balls and steroids or corked bats.
I can't. If we're wrong, it's insane, and
Yeah, me
we
and
could
Aaron
be
were wrong
talking
on this
about
one.
that. We'll be
Jesus
talking
Christ.
about that for a while, but I just don't see how this is actually happening.
Okay, yeah, it could be. It is far fetched, maybe, but is it a
Not
possibility?
maybe, it is far fetched.
But it could be a possibility. It could very easily be a possibility.
An
So
unrealistic
We
possibility.
had fun with
but-
baseball here, juice balls. So, Ringo, your Jets, how you feeling?
I'm feeling better than I was 2 weeks ago, but I don't know. It's a good test for this team. It's a good test for Sam Darnold. I just want to see them keep the game competitive, and I'm obviously expecting the Patriots to win, but I just want to see Sam Darnold and this team, and I want to see Gase coach a competitive game. I want to see Greg Williams give good looks to Tom Brady. I just want to see them be in it. I don't want to see the Jets do what they normally do and just lay down and get trampled over by the Patriots. I would like, yes, this team shouldn't beat the Patriots team, but they should look competitive, and that's a good test for them, and I want them to do that.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say Tom Brady has looked human over the past few weeks.
Yeah, but that could switch
easily. It's Tom Brady. It's the greatest quarterback of all time, arguably. So yes,
not arguably, he is. Unfortunately,
you've had to deal with him for how many years now?
Yeah, unfortunately, he is the greatest to ever play the game.
Jets had a good week last week. Good showing. They beat an okay Cowboys team, but like we said before, how it's like. And we talked about teams getting hot, and I said in football, we agreed on football. Like, one week they can look great, other week they look like crap, and vice versa. The Jets have a history of this. Last year, week 1, they looked great against the Lions, and then went home against Miami and put up a stinker.
Yep.
This year, the Giants, Daniel Jones looks great in his first game, and immediately came back down to life. So,
well, I was gonna say, but now, yes, but one, he's a rookie, so you're gonna have rookie up and downs.
Yeah.
But also,
Sam Darnold's coming back from mono. So
yeah, but
Sam Darnold's coming back from mono, and he still hasn't played 16 games yet. So I understand he's in his. I'm not saying he's still a rookie, but like.
But no. Let's go back to yours and Jordan's argument with Daniel Jones needed more practice time. Sam Darnold has had mini camps, has had practice, has had.
No. Sam Darnold's in a much better position than.
We're not making an excuse for Sam Darnold. We're saying there's likely they come back down to earth against the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's been examples of that. Like I said last year with the Lions game, they played great on the road, then came home against Miami and sucked. And the Jets do this a lot. They look great, everyone gets all riled up, and then they come back down to earth immediately. So, but they finally get Mosley back after week 1. He left during the game. Mosley's the best player in that defense.
He said he's going to play. But he said, bearing any setbacks in practice this week, like if he has a setback, he might not play.
I'm assuming anyone gets a setback.
No, I know, but I'm just saying this. I'm just saying that because this is the first week him coming back, so the setbacks are more likely.
Yes.
So I hope that he, and this is the first time he's practicing in a while, so setbacks are more likely. So I really hope that he can keep his promise and say that he's going to play.
Yeah. So last week the Jets beat right now a kind of dysfunctional Cowboy team. And now they're going in against one of the best defenses we've seen since like the 01 Ravens or the 2000
It's insane
Ravens.
how
Steel
good
curtain.
they're playing.
We've seen better ones since then. But yeah, now they're coming back face planting into reality possibly against this. Stephon Gilmore's the best corner in the league right now. That defense is so systematically sound. They're just a systematically sound defense. Everyone knows their role. They know what they got to do, and they do it efficiently.
Well, because that's what I was going to say. We've said it before on the show. We'll say it again, that the Patriots defense, Patriots offense, it doesn't matter. Just overall on the Patriots, all 3 facets of the game, they don't need big names. They don't. They just know what they're doing. They know their system, and they find the players that fit it.
Yeah,
and that's all. That's all the credit to Belichick.
Yeah, They make a system work. Hey, look at the guys that have left the Patriots. They've went on and done nothing. Like Malcolm Butler was a stud and then went to Tennessee, and he's kind of just like, eh. So Logan Ryan, Brandon Browner, thinking of other defense. Jamie Collins, who's now back in New England. He started New England. He got dumped to Cleveland because he had he said something with Belichick. He dumped him to Cleveland, went into the Cleveland abyss, and then brought him back, and now he's a solid player for the Patriots. Yeah, so Darnold and the offense are going to probably get a little wake-up call. Jets defense has played pretty good. Jamal Adams last weekend.
Not having any corners.
Yeah. Jamal Adams last weekend was all over the field. He was everywhere. He played really good last weekend against Dallas. Now they might get arguably the best guy on their defense, C.J. Mosley.
Well, to touch on it a little bit, Ringo, you mentioned cornerback problems. A cornerback of pretty high caliber, pretty big name, likes to talk a lot, was just traded. Jalen Ramsey is now going to the Rams for, I believe, 2 first-round picks or so. And how do you feel about that, Ringo? Would you have wanted him?
I have my opinion on it.
Yeah, I was going to say,
yes.
would you have wanted the Jets to?
I think it would have been stupid for the Jets to make that choice.
I agree, and I'm going to tell you what. Just because if it was just one first-round pick, I'd say the Jets have to do that in a heartbeat. But it's with these cornerbacks these days.
They're not a win-now team.
Yes, The Jets are not a win now team. They're not one.
As much as
player.
you fans want to think about, not
Yeah.
you, Ringle, the fans that we see on Twitter, trust me, we and Ringle see a good amount of them that think they're a win now team. As much as they want to think, you're not a win now team. Sorry for interrupting.
They're not a win now team, so obviously, so I can compare it to like what the Mets did this season, and giving up 2 first-round picks for a cornerback, where I've seen throughout the last like 5 or so years that a cornerback gets hot, like a Richard Sherman or a Patrick Peterson, and stuff like that, and they really only have like a good 2 or 3 years, and then they go cold. So to give up like, not like cold, I don't say like Richard Sherman's still playing good, but like at that elite like shut down corner level, they don't stay at that for long. It's very hard to do. I'm not saying that like they're all like just bad
Sherman's
players.
done it. That's one. Sherman's done it his whole
I was
career.
going to say, Darrelle Revis, back in his prime, he had a solid run there.
Jalen Ramsey's still very young, so we're not.
Yeah.
Don't downgrade. Don't. Throw
I'm not
down.
down. I'm
Ramsey.
just saying.
I was gonna say, and
I'm
also
not
look at,
downgrading
like,
the players. I'm
Talib,
just saying.
Talib. He was.
Keep Talib
to
still.
play-
He's injured, but he's still a solid.
I was going to
corner.
say
Yeah.
solid. They're not expecting number 1 cornerback for a stretch of 4
I'll
or
take
5
on
years.
keep
but
Talib on the Steelers.
I was going to say,
I'm not saying.
solid.
I'm not saying Jalen Ramsey is going to be garbage after 2 years. It's just to trade 2 first-round picks for a guy. You're expecting very good play for a long time, and that's very hard to do for them.
Mhm. So now, Jordan, if you want to talk about it, that was one trade for the NFL and for the Rams, but that wasn't the only trade this past week.
Did I miss something?
Unless I maybe didn't the Ravens make a trade this week?
The Ravens made a trade, yeah, with the Rams. The Rams made a cornerback trade and then got a cornerback moments later. Yeah, the Ravens boosted. The Ravens were in the Jalen Ramsey hunt, and then they got Marcus Peters. So that's a great ad for the Ravens. Sucks for the Steelers, but
That's what I was going to say. That's why I threw it to you because you're a Steelers fan.
it's whatever.
But
the Ravens defense.
Also,
is good
one more.
anyway.
Also, one more thing to add to the Jets with
Yeah, go
Jalen
ahead.
Ramsey. They would have had to do what the Rams did and move Tremaine Johnson in order to like fit him on the team with the
Like,
cap
it would-
stuff.
if
And
the
you're not
Jets were in a
trading away
position-
Tremaine Johnson right now.
But in what sense fit him on the team?
Money perspective, we're giving Tremaine Johnson a lot of
Nobody wants Tremaine Johnson. No.
and nobody wants Tremaine Johnson, so you probably wouldn't even be able to fit. Let's say even if they traded for Marcus Peters, you're not fitting that contract on this team right now.
Like if the Jets were right now a win now team or like a bubble win now team, like they're that one piece away, then yeah, I would say you gotta get your guy. Go get your guy. Go get Jalen Ramsey. But they're not. They're not in that situation. If they were right now, what are they? 1-4, and they had a bye week. Let's say they played 5. They played 6 games. They didn't have that bye week. Let's say they were like 3-2, and they're a win now team. They're a win now team, and they're 3-2. Go get Jalen Ramsey. They're a bubble team, and they're 4-2. Go get Jalen Ramsey. But right now, they're not a bubble team. They're not a win-now team. They're not a good team.
But like you said, he's young, and yeah, I think if it was 1 first, I would say go get him, regardless.
Yeah, but they're 1-4. They're not a good team. They're
But
not
2
like
first,
they're not
2
like,
first
give me
is
a
what
horrible.
deters me away.
They're not like
the Rams.
Cardinals.
The Rams are capable of doing that because they're a win-now team. Yes, they're struggling right now,
yeah.
but they can turn it around and get back to the Super Bowl. So giving up 2 firsts makes sense for them.
But yeah,
that
but
does
not
not
only
make
that,
sense for the Jets.
The first round pick from the Jets is a lot more valuable than the first round picks from the Rams, just because where it's going to be in the draft.
That's very true too.
Yeah, it could potentially be a good
I was going to
pick.
say the Jets could easily be a top 10 pick. The Rams probably
Oh, I'll give
20s.
you an example. Right now, it's still kind of bleak because the Steelers are 2-4. But at the time, Steelers were 0-2. They were like a bubble team. They're like, can they turn it around? What are they doing? So they added a piece they needed. They got Minkah Fitzpatrick, who's been pretty good for them so far. But right now, they're still 2-4. So it's like, and the division's weak. But I'm not holding out any hope for the Steelers. But that was an example. The Steelers were a bubble team. They're 0-2. Can they turn it around? They can still turn it around. They're at 0-2 at the time. Only 2 games. Go get it someone you need, and they did. If the Jets were in that situation, I'd say go get Jalen Ramsey because you need him. But right now, they're not in that position. So that's why I said stay away.
That's still a questionable move for the Steelers.
It is. It is still a questionable move. But
Like-
it was a move they had to make, but it was risky. It was a move they had to make, but it was risky.
It has a lot of risk to it.
Yeah, but it was a move they had to make. Because the secondary is horrible. Their safeties are horrible. They just lost one of their horrible safeties for the season. So now they have, instead of 2, they have 1.
And it's not like you're trading for Minka Fitzpatrick, what's his second year. It's not like you're trading for Patrick Peterson, who like could be at the tail end. So that's a good That's a good possibility.
You think Patrick Peterson's at the tail end? What do you consider the tail end?
He's closer to the end than Minka Fitzpatrick.
Well,
compared to trading away a first round pick for Minka Fitzpatrick for Patrick Peterson.
Yeah, you're not trading a first round pick for Patrick Peterson. Yeah, you're not. No, you're not.
I think maybe a win now team would consider it.
I wouldn't. No, I don't think someone should trade a first round pick for a 30-year-old Patrick Peterson.
I don't know.
The average life expectancy for a player is 3 to 5 years. So
yeah, then you have all
and
stars
players retire just because of their own health these days, which I'm not knocking.
Yeah,
good,
you sound like
good
you're
for that.
knocking.
It sounded like I'm
How
knocking.
It
dare
sounded
they?
like it.
It did.
Well,
I'm not knocking.
I know
it.
you
just
didn't,
saying,
but it was just funny the way you said
Speaking of retiring, I screenshotted
I'm just
this.
saying you don't know when Patrick Peterson is going to call it quits. Like Minka Fitzpatrick has potential and something to look forward to. Peterson could hang it up any day. So you're not going to give a first-round pick for that.
So I screenshotted this because someone tweeted out at C.Harrison. This will be the stat for the week for me. Brock Osweiler's career earnings, who just retired before 30, retired this past, week, $41 million for Brock Osweiler, career earnings. He never started a full season. He had a career record of 15-15. He was 37 touchdowns, 31 interceptions. He won a Super Bowl. And as I said before, he retired before 30.
That's the life.
That just shows you how desperate teams are for quarterbacks.
And how
that they're willing, like Jimmy Garoppolo, huge risk for the 49ers.
But
it's the same level of risk as the Texans did with Brock Osweiler.
Jeez.
Because it's a small sample size, and you're willing to give out that much money off of 5 games.
Yeah.
In Jimmy Garoppolo's sense.
It's that heavy. You need a quarterback.
That's how desperate teams are to get a quarterback.
It's Matt Flynn, yeah. Matt Flynn and the Seahawks, another good example. Jacoby Brissett, kind of. Did the Colts lug out for Jacoby Brissett?
Well, no, that was...
No, they were.
I think that was a trade.
That was a trade, right?
Yeah, I think that was a trade.
Okay.
Nick Foles was one of them.
Nick Foles twice has been one of them. Twice. The Eagles.
Nick Foles was on the Eagles to start his career. Played great, and then
the Rams. I believe the Rams.
No, I think it was the Chiefs.
I think you're both right.
No, it was the Rams. It was the Rams. Then he backed up Alex Smith on the Chiefs. And then he went back to the Eagles, looked good again, won the Super Bowl, and then he got then he stayed with them one more year, but then he got to deal with the Jaguars. Yeah. So like the fact is like he can do good in the Eagles system, but whenever he leaves the Eagles system,
well, we can't say that now because the Jaguars he had one game and
not even a game.
Yeah, we can't say that now, but even last year he didn't play. He wasn't like thriving in the Eagles system when Wentz got hurt again.
I'm shocked Jimmy G has kind of worked out for now.
Yeah.
Still
it can work out, obviously, but like I'm
surprised Jimmy G's worked out for now.
You're taking a huge risk.
It's very early, but
well,
by giving these quarterbacks this much money on a small sample.
Look at Russell Wilson, the MVP in my opinion of the league, right? He was going to be a backup until he just said, "You know what? I'm taking that job." So there are times where you will stumble upon people, and hey. That's what happened with the Cowboys as well. Dak Prescott.
But Russell Wilson's different. They didn't, and Dak Prescott's different. They drafted those guys. They didn't go ahead and give them multi-million-dollar deals from a small sample size. Like Russell Wilson got his deal years later after he proved himself.
But my thing is, you will be surprised with some people, like Garoppolo.
No, I'm not saying it's impossible for them to succeed. I'm just saying for the 49ers, I think the 49ers did trade for Garoppolo, but then they handed him a huge deal right away off of a 5-game sample size. That's the dumbest move of all.
Well, that's, as we said it with all these people, and it's because quarterback's the most important position in football, and if you could get one, you got to get one. If you think you could get one, as the Giants thought.
No, I get the reasoning behind it, but it's very risky.
Oh no, it is. It is very risky, and I wouldn't have wanted a Garoppolo. I wouldn't have wanted Nick Foles or Matt Flynn or any of those, just because it's like as you said, huge risk. the reward, obviously.
But you would want them on the team, but not with that contract. Like if you can get them, like
look,
if you
look
could.
at Kirk Cousins, not as serious in the sense of the small sample size. He had a couple years with the Redskins, I believe, and he got handed a huge deal from the Vikings, which it did not look like it was paying out. But the last couple of weeks, he has looked really good. But look at that.
You can't compare his playing time to those to
you
Brock
can't, but
Osweiler.
what I'm saying is they just handed him a huge deal, and it was for somebody who was nothing great at quarterback. He got paid.
I know.
Yeah. So, but now we mentioned them briefly. The Giants going into this week. We might see Barkley back. He's been practicing, cutting, running, no pain, so we'll see about that. Evan Ingram, possibly.
Yeah,
Sterling Shepard.
Back.
I was going to say Sterling Shepard, though, it might be might be another week or so with the concussion. He's had a good amount of concussion problems in the NFL, and honestly, I'm starting to think, how much longer do we have Sterling Shepard for? Because, as Ringo mentioned before, people are retiring because of injuries. He's a player who I can see taking care of himself as he should and start looking towards retirement with these concussion problems.
It's his second year in the league, and how many concussions he's had?
Multiple. I don't know the specific number. We can look it up.
2 or 3?
At least, yes. So, let's see. I'll look this up. But
who the Giants got this week?
Arizona, I think.
Arizona. Okay. It's a good game for Daniel Jones to come back, to try to get back together, because he's
you want to see him look good
he's kind
here
of been
in this
kind
one.
of since he had those that big game, that first game one against Tampa. So you like to see him put out some good game. You don't want to see him go on a consistent.
For a rookie quarterback, and as him who's not like as coveted as previous rookie quarterback, you hope to see that he has up and down weeks. Like you just hope it's not all down.
Yeah.
Like if
no one's gonna do a Mahomes. Mahomes is once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
You're gonna see that happen. Yeah, you're not gonna expect him to go out. You just hope he just looks okay, so that you can go into the next season and think, all right, I'm still confident that this guy could be the guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then but then you have situations like Mariota and Winston where you had that, like where you go into the next season, like, okay, this guy could still be the guy, and then they just they don't progress.
They're running out of chances. I mean, Mariota just got benched for Tannehill, and I'm shocked Bruce Arians is. I mean, they have no other quarterbacks.
They lead the league in passing yards.
It's insane.
Tampa.
Yeah.
Again, for the second straight year, they lead the league in passing yards.
could you imagine if they had a quarterback who could actually throw it?
Who didn't make one mistake
good.
after another.
And especially with that core of receivers.
Godwin.
Chris
Evans.
Godwin's insane.
Yeah.
Godwin, Evans, and then I know he's not playing well, but the people are looking at him because they want to trade for him because he looks like a freak athlete and who can, run routes. And,
O.J. Howard?
Yep, that's right.
O.J. Howard's done nothing.
He's done nothing, but maybe in the right system or with the right quarterback, who knows. But before we get into who we mentioned, Mahomes, so we talked about Sterling Shepard and his concussion problems. So I don't know how many total he's had in college and NFL right now, but he suffered 2 concussions in a 4-week span.
This year or last total?
No, right now. 2 concussions, 4-week span.
Yeah.
And, so he's going to be out against Arizona, rightfully so.
Yeah.
So, but
He's probably going to retire soon if this keeps up.
that's what I'm saying.
Speaking of concussions, Mason Rudolph is off concussion protocol, so he'll be back.
Which is crazy to me.
If you got not this week, next week, if no one has anything to do on a Monday night, sit down and tune into this barn burner with the Steelers host the Miami Dolphins.
Only if
Monday Night Football.
Only if Monday night games could have been flexed out. This would be
100%.
This would 100% be flexed.
Mason Rudolph and the Pittsburgh Steelers take on whoever's at quarterback that night.
They went back to Fitzpatrick, I think.
Yeah.
How insane is that? You got to ride out Josh Rosen. You traded for this guy. You got to just ride him out.
So
see
at the end of the year, okay, we're gonna go Tua or Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
But at the end of the year, you keep flip-flopping, like, okay, did we maximize his potential? Do we know for sure? You don't know that. Just ride him out. And if if it just continues into week 13 and he still sucks, then yeah. But
you gotta give him a good stretch of games to see if he can come out of it or see if there's anything there. You can't just keep every week you're just swapping. You can't do it.
Swapping and swapping.
Yeah,
Take it easy, Clyde Drexler.
that's you can't do that.
Clyde
The
Frazier,
Dolphins just
not
have
Drexler. Clyde Frazier. My bad.
the Dolphins have no clue right now.
Yeah, that's right. You need to ride out Rosen, so at the end of the year, you know for sure, can we
Yeah.
still go Rosen? Which most likely no. Or is it no, now we have to draft Lawrence or Tua
Exactly.
from
Exactly.
Alabama.
Putting
Yeah.
in Fitzpatrick does nothing.
He does nothing for you.
He does nothing for you.
nothing for you. Yeah, exactly. So, all right, that's going to wrap it up for today's Practical Talker Sports Show.
What about picks?
Oh, yeah, our picks.
Yeah, we gotta do. Come
Forgot
on
about
now.
our picks.
Come on now, Jordan.
Just
And
gonna
plus,
wrap it up.
Mahomes.
Holmes is injured.
Yeah, the knee was
knee.
out of place. They had to pop it back in. It looked like.
All right, let's do
so
our picks quick.
he could be out for a few weeks. Could be out for the year.
No, I think he said. I just
not gonna be
read
a
something
year.
this morning.
Year would have been
They're
ligament
looking at like
damage, no
3
ligament
weeks
damage.
for him.
Yeah. So, Chiefs are gonna have to go with who? Matt Moore.
Moore didn't look horrible.
Didn't look.
He's
great.
always been a good backup.
Keyword there. Backup. Can you ride him for a few weeks?
They have no choice.
Well, they do have choices. So, all right, Jordan.
All right.
We'll let you go with the first one because I took your first one.
Well, I'm not done yet. I'm still looking at my
Can you
picks
put it in
here.
the middle. My ESPN app is down.
Oh, yeah, Tom
Yeah,
is on
Tom's
ESPN.
going last after he took Jordan's first one last
Yeah.
week.
Okay, you did no. I did not take Jordan's first
You took
one.
my
That
first
would have been
one.
everyone's first one, but Jordan wanted to decide that he got the first pick, and that's just not how that
Tom
works.
took my first pick.
Tom's going last today.
That's fine. Ringo, or Jordan, write these down.
Write 'em down.
So, someone write these down.
Bills are 17-point favorites.
I think I think I might be wrong. I think I'm at 500. Am I 12-12 with last night?
We gotta go. You gotta go back to the scoreboard. I don't know what it looks like.
I think I'm at 500. I think my record's 12-12.
I'll take the no.
Ooh. What was that?
I was gonna say Jaguars. I might.
Oh,
I'll go Texans.
You're saying
Texans
another
are plus
team.
1 in Indianapolis. I'll go Texans.
all right.
That's a Texans are plus 1 in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's a solid pick.
All right, Ringo, go.
I'll do Seattle -3 against the Ravens.
Oh boy, oh boy. All right, I'm gonna go. We'll see. They've been hot. All right, Minnesota -2 against the Lions.
I'll go. Even though they let me down every week. Oh my God, 49ers are -10 favorites. I'll go 49ers -10.
Oh boy.
I'm going to do Packers -5 against the Raiders.
All right, Tom.
Rams. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. They're gonna lose, but Rams -3 against the Falcons.
All right, I'll go Jaguars -4.5.
You got to wait till the last pick for that one.
Yeah, just thinking about it. All right, Ringo, go.
I want to do something crazy here.
Go
Go
Bills.
nuts, go nuts, Sprinkle.
No, I was going to go Dolphins.
Oh,
Okay. I'm
Wait,
writing it
wait,
down.
wait. I
Write
said I
it
was-
down.
Whatever.
Ringo,
I'm playing with house money right now. I'll go Dolphins
Miami
plus
plus 14. It's written down.
17.
17. Okay.
I like that pick,
All right,
Ringo.
Tom's
I do
up.
like that pick, but I hope that backfires in your face.
I know. I'm hoping.
So for 1 week, I'm not gonna go.
The Giants?
I'm not gonna talk about the Giants for 1 week. I am going to.
For 1 week, you're smart.
It pays off sometimes. Oh goodness, I had it. Where is it?
I mean, I stay away from the Jets.
Monday night. We can't pick Monday night.
I'm saying in general, I always choose to stay away from the Jets unless it's like there for me.
I lost it. Where is it?
Short list.
It's a short list, but where did it go?
I don't know, Tom.
I don't think you ever had it, Tom.
Yeah,
I did. I
It
did.
was something you never had.
I did. Oh no, this is upsetting. This is very upsetting.
Tom, if you had it at any point, you would have found it by
Yeah,
now.
I know.
I know, but it was like
I think he's just saying that to make us
No.
like be like.
Buying
Okay.
himself time because he gives crap for all of us about time. So he's.
No, I do. You're completely right. Okay, read me the picks so far, so I know.
All the picks.
Yes,
I
I
got
got to recap them anyway.
I got Houston +1, San Francisco -10, Jacksonville -4.5, Ringo -3, Seattle -5, Packers +17, Miami. You're -2, Minnesota -3, Rams.
Okay. Yep, this was it. All right, so I'm going with the Chargers +2.5 against the Titans.
Chargers have played awful the past 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Absolutely awful.
but who knows what Titans are what they're doing with their quarterback? +2.5.
All right.
Yeah, how is Tennessee still favored in that game
That's
with
why that's
Because
Ryan
the Chargers
Tannehill?
look awful.
No,
That's
I know,
why.
but Ryan Tannehill's starting.
But the Chargers look
I guess
awful.
Ryan Tannehill can't be that far off.
Titans
from
defense isn't
Mariota.
horrible, I don't think. I'm just saying.
I guess-
I don't
I
know.
guess the
I don't know
Titans
what I'm
can't look
talking
that
about.
much worse than from what Mariota's giving you. this
Chargers
season.
look awful. There's that. Chargers suck. All right. Anyway, now that's going to do it for the Impractical Talker Sports Show. That's actually going to do it. Yankees might be eliminated by the time we come back to you on Monday. So we'll see. Probably
only hope.
tonight. We think tonight. We think the end is near tonight for Yankee fans. Monday night, we'll preview the Jets game. Jets got Monday Night Football at home against the Patriots. We'll recap the Giants, see how Danny Dimes does. And that's about it. Islanders are kind of just doing their thing. They're 4-3 on a 3-game win streak.
Yeah,
Nothing really to talk about. They're kind of just there for now. But
I just want to say, I think it was James Jones on one of the shows said he thinks that the Giants will win the NFC East and they will finish off 10-6. Is that going to happen?
No. Yeah.
But it's gonna
whoever James Jones is, you need a new job. All right. Well, anyway, that's going to do it. Jordan here. Ringo to my right. Ringo's out to my right. Tom to my right. Ringo over the Skype. We'll see you on Monday.